more now.
A few more now. Why don't we make it a 2-minute time limit, and to make sure that everybody has a chance to be heard, and that we want to make sure that it's fair to everyone. So at the podium, when you come up, there is a light, or a series of lights on a box. The timer will be set, it will be a green light. When you have, would it be 30 seconds left, the yellow light would come on, and then when your time is through, the red light comes on. So if you would please adhere to that so that you respect your fellow speakers. And if you would please call our speakers.
I call Jonathan Tuttle. He has indicated outsourcing, and then one for clarification on comments of the Auditor General. I guess we could have to know from him which it is that you're going to speak on. Why don't you begin then with the outsourcing? That's where you are.
Mr. Fishman, I'm sorry. I'm going to change it back to 3 minutes. I think that that would be fair. That's what everybody would anticipate. And I'm not trying to change anything. Usually when we have a lot of speakers, we reduce the time, but we'll maintain 3 minutes.
Thank you. You have a recommendation before you from the superintendent to privatize the custodians. If you don't follow this recommendation, a number of assistants in every school are threatened with a layoff. These assistants have direct contact with students. This unit just went through a massive reduction last school year. They've been through enough. You have the assistants, custodians, other employees, and many community members asking you not to allow either of these scenarios to take place. It's time for you to be creative and courageous. You need to find ways to avoid doing this to these people. Other money-saving alternatives have been presented. The annual financial report shows that not only, did you not have to dip into the fund balance last year, but that it actually grew by over $4 million. The quickest and easiest way to save a lot of money is by targeting employees with either a reduction in number or a reduction in salary and benefits. You can do better than this. Our employees, and more importantly, our students, deserve better than this. Thank you.
I'd like to ask that you table the budget this afternoon and that you hold off any kind of decision that you need to make until there has been time for the insurance, the health insurance, to be considered. As I understand it, from Tuesday's meeting, Mrs. Cortolo had said that there had been proposed that your health insurance committee would meet many months ago. The superintendent said he couldn't get anybody together during the summer. And yet, all of the unions had said they were ready and able to meet immediately. It seems to me that if there is a possibility even that more funding could be found in ways through the health insurance commitments, that we should look at that first. And after that is done, then we can find out whether there is really a necessity for outsourcing or for getting rid of the media people. I think this is a reprehensible kind of choice to make. And as a member of the public who elects the school board, I really wish that you would govern better and take to task any kind of situation where one union or one group of people are pitted against the other. I wonder, how about the people in the audience there? Do you agree with that?
Yes.
is Greg. Thank you for allowing me to share my views with you today. Going back in history a little bit, in the July meeting, we tabled the decision to outsource the custodians to get more information. One of the things that was supposed to happen, and I don't believe it's happened, I know it hasn't happened, is that the insurance committee did not meet. So you have no more information tonight than you did in July. There was also discussion about the Blue Ribbon Committee. They were fact-finding and trying to get some information. And again, I have not heard anything about that. The final budget from the state came down yesterday, and I have not had a chance to really analyze it. But it certainly appears that there was more money at the end than was anticipated. It was interesting, Mr. Hamlet's presentation on Tuesday about the self-insured committee. And one of the things that he cited was that this school district has a huge amount of money spent on antidepressants. If we stop pitting employees against employees, maybe we wouldn't have that problem. Prevention, okay? We can start with prevention tonight by not making this decision.
If the school district needs to save money, don't do it on the backs of our custodians and clerical workers. Listen to the Teamsters. If we can get better health coverage and save the district $12 million while saving 250 jobs, why aren't we? In June, the Teamsters presented a Blue Cross Blue Shield plan that provides better health coverage for less money. So we don't need to choose between contracting out custodians or laying off clerical staff. We can keep them as well as save the district millions by reworking health care. We can stop the war on the workers and start working together. Save not $3 million, but $12 million. Before you make your decision tonight, you need to answer the following questions for the public. Why is Superintendent Thompson saving only $3 million when he could save $12 million? Why did he dismiss the Teamsters insurance solution way back in June? What's wrong with Blue Cross and Blue Shield? And why isn't he considering other insurance bids as he promised in the June meeting, Mrs. Corotolo? Were insurance requests even sent out, Mrs. Carroll? If not, if the superintendent didn't look at any insurance bids during the summer, if he delayed taking advantage of a potential $12 million in savings, then surely you can delay this vote for privatization. Delay the vote until all the bids are in and the Joint Committee reviews them. Delay the vote until November when the referendum frees up millions in the capital fund. Or delay the vote until January when the Florida legislature is voting to return $1 billion to K-12 schools in Florida. So I've just given you 3 good reasons why not to outsource custodians or cut clerical staff. To sum up, use the reserve fund to balance our budget, then replenish it from the windfall from the referendum, or from the return of $1 billion from the Florida legislature, or from the savings realized from a new health care plan. Do it for Bernardo, Leo, Juan, Elvira, and all our janitors. This solution would build community. And Dr. Thompson, it might even mean you wouldn't need bulletproof glass and a bodyguard.
Madam Chair, we have 25 seconds, and I would encourage for civility purposes that this behavior not continue. You should speak, and we can move on.
I was just going to say, we need to make sure that we respect all of our speakers by being quiet and listening to them. If we become disruptive, we can't continue, and we want to continue.
Just be nice to the Indians.
Continue or...
You have 20 seconds.
Leo sums up the problem well. I'm 75 years old. Who will hire me, and how can I afford to work for GCA at a third less the pay with no health benefits. For 17 years, Leo has worked at Lely. His wife for 29. They have 2 grandchildren at the school. It isn't right to outsource their jobs to strangers. And it will be strangers who work in our schools, Mrs. Carroll, because most janitors cannot afford to be hired back at a third less the pay with no